The leaves have turned, the air is chill. Spectral fiends do what they will. We light a candle, we draw the shades, and hope it's just the light that fades. Can ancient bonds still hold back doom? Is there no everlasting tomb? Should we help break the Mad King's yoke? Are we a punchline in his joke? Let's robe ourselves in others' guises, dodge the tricks and seek out prizes, risk our souls for passing fame, and pray that this is just a game. Bleak! Hi guys, and welcome to Halloween 2011. Happy Halloween everybody, and welcome to the first part in, I don't know, it's going to be about 6 videos, maybe a few more, in my series covering all the stuff that you can do in Halloween in Guild Wars, which turns out is actually quite a lot, because most years they add new quests and stuff, so it should be pretty fun. But obviously I'm sure most of you guys watching right now, you've all seen the contest in the title, so I'm going to just talk about this contest straight away while we're here at the Tomb of the Primeval Kings, because this place gets decorated for Halloween, because obviously when the game first came out, this was where like Heroes Ascent was, and it was a big outpost, but there's nothing to do here anymore, so like I get the feeling a lot of people don't really know that this place is decorated, but it looks awesome, doesn't it? Look at all the ghosts, and the moon, look at the moon. Amazing. So yeah, I'm just going to wander around here guffing about amazing stuff here while I talk about this contest. Basically, 2 of the guys in my guild we're good friends. They used to do a lot of Guild Wars content, and they kind of stopped after a while, but it seems like they're kind of maybe hoping to get back into doing it. So over this Halloween, one of them, Magical Mike, he had this brilliant idea that he's kind of had me and Guild Wars Buddy do, and basically we're kind of cross-promoting each other a little bit, and giving away a lot of trick-or-treat bags in the process, like, and I mean quite a lot. So basically on all of our channels, we're going to be asking our viewers a question about one of the other channels that's out there, and if you get the answer right, or if you give me an answer that I like, then you can win the trick-or-treat bags. Now those guys have collected, like, in total I think they've got like well over 5,000 bags. I've got these bags here. These are what you could win here. I haven't counted how many there are. I think there's 12 stacks there, I think. So you can win quite a lot. Now those guys are like splitting their prizes up, where basically they're going to split it between the viewers. So one viewer will get like the first 3 stacks, the other will get the next 3. I can't be bothered with that. So if you're going to be answering my question and doing my thing, you could very well just win them all, because I'm just going to give them to one person. So, and this isn't all the trick-or-treat bags either. Through the process of doing these videos, I'm going to get even more stacks probably. So you could probably win maybe about 15 stacks. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, you could win pretty big. These things are worth a lot of money. You can do whatever the hell you want with them. For those of you who don't actually know what they do, you can double-click them. Basically, these are like the prizes during Halloween, and you can look in your trick-or-treat bag, and you can get like sweets and all kinds of different items from them. You see all these different things, which can do crazy things. So like this will give you 10% morale boost. This will get you drunk and make you glow funny, you see. This one, the Witch's Brew, will also get you drunk. Candy apples will speed you up outside. What else have we got in here? It's like a mystery every time you click. Fucking hell, are we only getting these? So you get candy corn. These things raise your attributes. So I'm just going to eat my whole way through this. You get ghosts in the boxes, which you can double click and a ghost will come out, you see. And with this many stacks, you can have hundreds of these ghosts, and you can run around creating big long lines of ghosts. They're just generally really fun. You can get squash serum, which will put pumpkin on your head. Well, another pumpkin in addition to the one I've already got on my head. So yeah, they're very cool. You could win them all. Anyone can win. You don't have to be really good at the game. Just answer this question, okay? So basically, go to Magical Mike's channel. Alright, this is my question. You're going to go to his channel, and he's got a video on there about Halloween 2009. So this is before like a lot of the awesome stuff was added to Halloween, and he did like a compilation video of all of his favorite farms. So go to that, and all I want you guys to tell me in it to be able to win all this stuff, all I want you to do is just tell me what your favorite farm is, or what one you really like and why, okay? And I will probably pick, I'm not going to pick it at random, I'll probably pick the winner who interests me most, or says the most interesting thing, or just something cool. So even if you don't like do lots of farming in the game or know that much, just tell me anything you like. You like the colour of the area that they're farming in. You like the fact that the song in the background, the guitar solos on during that. Whatever you want. And if you use those examples, you're not going to win, okay? But just something along those lines. And yeah, it's pretty open. Just have fun with it, and tell me what one you like. So here you go. I'll probably put an annotation to the video there, or at least to his channel, so yeah, go nuts. Anyway, as for the video, my own series itself, now that that's out of the way, this first video we're going to be looking at, how long did that take? That took 4 minutes, Jesus Christ. We're going to be looking at just a lot of the cool things to do with Halloween and what exactly Halloween's about. So we've seen most of what's here at the Tomb of the Primeval Kings. This thing here, by the way, this is a portal, as you guys usually know. What we're actually seeing here on the front, this is what the Tomb of the Primeval Kings looked like before it was corrupted by Abaddon, Doom, and Menzies, if you remember that whole storyline, that was added. Well, when the game originally came out, this is what it looked like, and like this texture on the door, I don't think you can see anywhere else in the game. Now it's got all the big claws coming out and stuff, do you remember? Well, this is the original skin. This is the only time of year you can actually still see it, which is pretty cool. Obviously the sky is different and there's fucking ghosts everywhere and everybody's turned into ghosts, but it's still pretty cool, isn't it? So this is actually what it used to be like. So yeah, what we're going to do is head on over to Lion's Arch, Dropness Forge, and the other decorated places, and I'm going to talk about all the cool stuff that's going on there, and why in Interior we even celebrate Halloween. So, as you can see when we get here, Lion's Arch is actually looking quite different, isn't it? Yes, there's a giant cauldron here. There's lots of new NPCs with different quests to do. We'll be seeing all of these throughout my series. Basically, I'm going to split it so that one video is sort of one quest chain, the next video is the next quest chain, the next one. And yes, if you guys have seen my Underworld series, you'll know that I talked at length about a quest chain that's only available at Halloween, but is really good for the Underworld. We will be seeing that very soon. But this starting video is just a little bit light. We're going to be sort of having a look at what exactly has changed in these certain areas. And I really do like the decorations that they do on Halloween far more than they do during Winter's Day or any of the Canthan celebrations. They're just so cool and extensive. I mean, look, there are big open graves around here, all kinds of cool stuff. So, and look at all these material traders. This skin here, if you points to you guys if you actually know what these are from. These are when we find the Chosen and the Shining Blade in the jungle, if you remember, and they've been tied up by the spiders. That's the only other time I think you ever see this in the entire game, and they use the same thing to make these people like wrapped up mummy-looking things. It's actually quite grim, isn't it? It's horrible. So, yeah, but there is actual story about why this is happening to people. Maybe these aren't the best examples. Hold on. We'll come down. A lot of the NPCs have changed. Like, look, here. A transformed Crichton. And he looks like an undead. And he says, it's so cold out here. I'm freezing. I never realised how useful flesh could be until I woke up today and mine was gone. Honestly, the Mad King has gone too far. Okay, so he's talking about this guy called the Mad King. All of them have got just fantastic dialogue here. They've all been changed. Some of them are absolutely hilarious. So, Halloween in Guild Wars, they're very funny about it. Everything is got just like quite a humorous twist to it. It's a really cool holiday. Like, there's just so many jokes on pretty much everything. You can see the ship that's usually out in the bay is now sinking. All of the water's become like a putrid green. You can actually see, I don't know if you can see that on YouTube, the reflection of the moon in the water there. The moon's looking evil and very, very horrible. It always reminds me of Majora's Mask, the moons at Halloween. You've got more transformed Crichtons over here. This guy's turned into an undead horseman. Yes, a horse. All these debates about horses in Guild Wars. Well, here you go. This is the first time I've ever given you a... Well, why have they got 4 eyes? That's mad. Alright, well, anyway, this guy says... Oh, he's just a collector. You'll have the same dialogue. We've got some weird stuff over here. They really do change everything. Like, there's no reason players would ever want to come over to this little camp here, but they have changed it. Look, there's stuff here. There's just... If you actually open your eyes when you're walking around these places, you can see the coolest stuff, like, that they've changed. Like, for instance, you know the iconic lion statues here in Lion's Arch? They've got, like, skulls on them and stuff now, and it happens in Camadan as well. I'll show you. This celebration isn't actually celebrated in Cantha. It's only in Elona and in Interior, and I'll explain the lore behind that. Here we got another transformed Crichton who's turned into an Etin. 2 faces. Yeah, that's what the Etins are like. It isn't fair. I'm a beautiful woman trapped in the body of this abomination. Look at my skin. Yesterday it appeared as the finest ivory. Today it is rife with weeping pustules, and the stench, it is overpowering. The Mad King has a cruel sense of humour. And the Mad King again. They're mentioning the Mad King. The Mad King. The Mad King is what Halloween is all about. Okay, so we'll talk to a couple more people, then I'll give you my crappy little intro to him. We'll learn a lot about him as we go through the quest, so I assure you that. Here's Jaiju Tai. Do you remember this woman that actually talked about Cantha before factions had even been released? She's now turned into a ghost. Canthan Fairy Captain, was he just saying something Halloween-y? I can't be able to go over there to see if he's transformed. He could be. Everything's here's the statues. You see, they've got actually skulls on them now. There's just brilliant stuff. There's bones in the water here. It's just very cool. They basically put a lot of effort into it, as you can see. Now, this celebration, actually, this was the first in-game event that had ever happened in Guild Wars, and ArenaNet always talk about the first Halloween as being like a massive thing for them, because Guild Wars had only been out for like a couple of months, I think, before, about 6 months before Halloween started, and this was their first ever event, and ArenaNet always talk about how shocked they were and how much they loved how the players reacted to it, and everybody was like sort of centered around. The first event I was ever at was the first ever Winter's Day, and like everybody was just like dancing naked around the tree and stuff. So it really was cool back then. There was a real sense of community going on here. It was just very, very fun. You still get a lot of people enjoying it. Bloody hell, I'm getting a lot of lag. So there's a guy called Bruce the Herald there. We'll speak to him more later, probably in the last video. You get this bone dragon here. I love this guy. So this guy's been transformed into a bone dragon, okay, and he says, "Never in my life have I felt so strong, so confident. I'm all powerful, a master of all domains. No longer am I a poor beggar. Instead, now I eat the poor beggars. The Mad King is the greatest thing to have ever happened to Kryta." Ooh, what's that shiny thing over there? I must have it. Yes, okay. So he sounds pretty awesome. They've all got cool stuff to say. Okay, so the Mad King. Basically, he was a king of Kryta a long time ago. This guy's been transformed into a moa. Amazing. And I think he bitches about it as well. What does he say? Others get transformed into ghouls and ghosts, and I'm a stupid moa bird. If anyone were to recognise me, I think I'd die of shame. Amazing. So we got a guy there. Woof, woof! I mean to say, I woke up today with 4 legs instead of 2, and I've got no arms. If this Mad King ever shows up, I'm going to bite him. Amazing, isn't it? Yes, I've turned the effect volumes up as well, so you can hear all the howls and ghouls and ghosts in the distance. It's pretty cool. Right, so yeah, the Mad King, he was a terrible king, basically, of Kryta a long time ago. A really bad king. Like, he used to have big feasts with his courts and stuff when all of Kryta was in a famine that he'd led it into, and just everybody basically hated him. And his reign ended with all of the Kryta basically rebelling against him, storming him, and then just killing him, essentially, right? And this is how he ended. And he was sentenced to a special place within the underworld called the Mad Realm, right? And that's supposedly a place within the underworld. And he's bound there all year round, except for on one day of the year, and that one day is October the 31st, or, you know, as the event goes around. So this is why Krytans celebrate Halloween, because for this one day of the year, supposedly, the Mad King can come out and transform everyone, and everybody like starts celebrating. And it's weird, I don't know whether they actually like the Mad King. Some people do, clearly, but other people are like, oh, I hate him. So it's really cool. We will meet the Mad King himself later on, and we'll learn a hell of a lot about him, as I said. But there's a lot of other cool stuff. Look, this guy's been turned into a char over here. I mean, I'll give you a very brief look at a lot of the different places. Like, what's going on here? I woke up this morning looking like this. They say some Mad King of Kryta has come back from the dead and is playing games with us. Well, I, for one, am not enjoying this. I think I've got fleas. Well, you turned into a child. That's amazing. So, this guy is very powerful. And if we get serious for a second, it seems like he's got a lot of very powerful magic at his disposal. You might not know. I do want to continue this series showing you guys things you might not know about, right? There aren't just changes in the areas that have been decorated. Like, for instance, if we go to the Henge of Den Ravi, right, which is somewhere that no one ever goes to because, you know, in the story it was supposedly destroyed and there's just nothing of interest here. You actually get people here. Look, there are collectors and other NPCs all over the world with things to say. You see, and he says, the dawn of the Mad King's arrival is upon us. It's a glorious time when all should celebrate the great King's return. The White Mantle scum that they are have chosen not to celebrate the King's glory, and for this they must pay with their lives. If you give me their emblems, you can get some of these festive items. So there are lots of collectors all around. This is why, I mean, if you've already gone and looked at that video that I pointed you to for the competition, Magical Mike's got all these different farms, because there's a lot of items that you used to be able to get these festive items. And it was genuinely really cool, isn't it? And I'm not going to go to all of the collectors, because the Mad King's weird, right? Because there's loads of lore written about him, but it mostly comes from collectors that just say like random things, and it's mostly insignificant lore. So if you really want to, you can run around and learn quite a bit about just random funny shit that the Mad King Thorn's done before. But honestly, it's not that amazing, but I do love that there are collectors all over the place. I mean, there's some in Ascalon, there's loads of things. You can see here Drachna's Forge, despite the fact there's no quest to be got from here, it's also decorated. You can see in the skybox there's all these kind of horrible looking faces floating around in the clouds. Lots of cool stuff going on here. Obviously, it's not as extensive as Lion's Arch was, but there is one really cool thing here that I definitely want to show you guys. See, look, we've got some graves here. I love the site of this place here with like this kind of graveyard that's been erected near where Glint's vision was. And we got like a ghost ship that's just appeared out of nowhere here. Very scary looking ghost ship with like a ram's head on it. It's pretty crazy. But if we come over here, right, to like the most random corner of Jockness Forge, ArenaNet last year, or was it the year before, they added an NPC here. They just added one, completely randomly. And it's a really mysterious NPC. Some people think it still has a purpose, some people think it doesn't anymore. But it's certainly very cool that ArenaNet did this. You see all the way out here for no reason. Why would anyone come here at Jockness Forge? There's someone here called the Nameless Lich. Okay, I've not extensively throughout my series talked about the liches within the Guild Wars universe. We'll do that more when we go to a place called the Shards of Ore. But this is supposedly a nameless lich, and she is wearing, as you guys might know, over the past 2 years or so now, ArenaNet have added like costumes that are purely cosmetic things to their in-game store, which you can buy. I think this NPC here was added before the costumes were available to give players a taste of what the costume they could eventually wear was like. But I'm not 100% sure. It's actually got writing on her arm. Look at that. What does that say? That probably says something. Looks like Crichton or something. Anyway, so it's pretty cool though, isn't it? And you'll notice by default she's looking this way. A lot of people like make speculation about why she's here, what she's looking at. If you look, she's actually looking directly at Ore, okay, which is something maybe if you want to believe that. But that is her default location, looking over to Ore as a nameless lich. Kind of interesting considering Zaitan's the undead dragon. Zaitan's there. In any case, she does have dialogue. And she just simply says, "Be careful who you trust, mortal. Everything here is not what it appears to be." So what the hell? I mean, John Stummy, I think, left like some cryptic notes on the wiki or something, like saying, she must have a purpose. So I don't know. It's all up a bit in the air. I don't know the most about this topic or what the hell's going on with this lich. She's only here at Halloween. She's in a random place. Let me know what you think if you've got any speculation on that. It's pretty cool though, isn't it? And it was one of those things I definitely wanted to show you all. Other than that, at Jockness Forge, there's not that much stuff. See, Jockness Forge was also another... You might be wondering, well, why did they decorate this in the first place? It's because when the game first came out, this was like the hub of high-end activity for the game, because this was the last capital city in the game, and the only place where you could, well, aside from elite armor, the first place that you could buy, I should say, max-level armor. And people used to come here all the time. I remember you hanging around some of these portals when I first started playing, and I first... Look at this, there's a candle on top of the skull. I don't think I've ever seen a candle like that in Guild Wars. Amazing. And all the little bones underneath it. I love it. I love all the detail they go into. It's so cool. Yeah, I remember, it must have been about here actually, I can't quite tell, but we're just having like a huge dance party. It was just me and one random person. I was like playing the air guitar. I was on my mesmer, so it didn't quite look like this. Actually, I think it did look like this because it's the same for all males, isn't it? But yeah, and people just started playing drums. It was amazing. Those were the days. This is what this celebration always reminds me of. I'm not sure if it's 100% my favourite. I like the decorations more than any of the others. But what I like most about it is just remembering all the cool times you used to have. I mean, I'm getting nostalgic about the game, I must admit. Even though I've not really ever stopped playing it, it's something. Look at all the frozen lakes and stuff. I think that's there all the time though. But yeah, there you go, guys. So this is Jockness Forge as well. There is Camadan as well, which I will show you in a later video. There's some funny stuff in Camadan. It's decorated just as well. But I guess we'll do that when we get to the quest, okay? So this is just a bit of an introduction video. This is what Halloween is. It's to celebrate the fact that this guy can get out. He's for this one day. There's actually a story going on here which we'll talk about as we go through the quest. Basically, there's some people who worship the Mad King called the Lunatic Court, okay? And these people are trying to break the seals which are holding him back so that he can come back to Tyria all year round. And this is what they're trying to do. And during the quests, that's what we're going to be helping him with. It's very cool. And there's just some really cool stuff, but we'll go into as we reach the quests. Next video, though, we will... Hold on. Which one of these guys do I want to speak to? It's none of these, is it? There's a mini game that you can play at Halloween. I thought it was over there, but now I don't know where it is. We'll go to the Great Temple of Balthazar. That's easier. During Halloween, it's not just the quest that you can get. It's not just all the collectors. It's not just all the fun decorations. There's a whole new type of PvP you can play during Halloween called the Costume Brawl, which you can only access this time of year. It's a completely unique... Oh, we'll read this, shall we? When the Mad King Thorn shows his pumpkin face around these parts, people tend to start dressing up in costumes, perhaps to hide from the Mad Monarch. Of Of course, the question is, what does a hearty adventurer do after getting all dressed up? Well, go partake in the costume brawl, of course. No, not ball, brawl. Adventurers of all skill levels are welcome at the arena for a brawling good time. Would you like me to escort you to the brawl? I'm ready to party. Let's do it. So it takes you to a completely unique outpost. This is, I'll talk about it all more next episode, but this is basically what we're going to be doing. Looking at all this cool stuff, dressing up as some new people. So we're Lucas right now. There's some amazing stuff. I love the costume brawl. So that's what the next video is going to be about. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. A brief look at Halloween. And yeah, please do go to Magical Mike's channel. Check out that video. See if you can answer the question. Also, I'll leave annotations. I've actually appeared in a few collaboration videos with both of them now. So if you want more videos from me or more content from me, you can actually see me doing, like, I don't know, just running around hanging out with them, doing kind of dual commentaries, or even all three of us in a couple of the videos. So hopefully you enjoy those, and yeah, I guess that's about it. I will stop rambling now, and I will see you guys next time. See you next time, guys.